Keepers never strikers, they'll deliver. Crowd roars erupted, you can feel the quake. 80.
Hello there and welcome to the channel. Hello Nigerian football fans and football fans everywhere. You're welcome to the channel. So we draw ever so closely to the World Cup qualifying game between Nigerian Super Eagles and the Rwanda national team. Of course, the Rwanda national team I think they have 7 points on the board already. So the entire pressure is on Nigeria, to go out and do their utmost to get the win in this game. And for me, it's been positive vibes throughout at the Nigerian Super Eagles camp, from the coach, Eric Chelle, to the players, the various interviews they've been given. They sound positive, they sound upbeat. They really sound like they're up for the game, and they feel like they need to take, the initiative and take the game to the Rwanda national team. And for me, there's no other option. This is good news to me. This is music to my ears because, like I said in the previous video, the Nigerian Super Eagles, we just have to, go start the game positively, be aggressive in the play, pin the Rwandan national team, pin them in their own half and dominate play from the first blast of the whistle. Because one thing with football is psychological. Because once you allow the Rwanda national team get advantage or get comfortable on the ball, feel like they can control the game, before you know what's going on, you're drawing the game, and then you become more desperate as you begin to notice that the time on the clock is elapsing. You begin to drop off. You begin to become desperate and push up high and open yourself up. So the pressure should start from the first half. That's my opinion. So in today's video, I'll be playing some video clips, of just Ekong, the captain, Ademola Lookman, I think Tolu Arokodare as well, and other Nigerian football players, in the Super Eagles, giving their opinion about, about the game, going into the game. And for me, one running team that I found very interesting and warms my heart is that they've all been confident. They've all, they're sounding positive and want to take the game to the Rwanda national team. So before, without wasting much time, I'll play the video clips and let it play through, and I will then give my opinion about it come after the video clips are played. But I also want to say, before I play the video, this video was done by another YouTube channel called Football Fans Tribe. I give them all the credit for what they've done. Great job, having that interview, interviewing these players. I'm having it on here and I'll react to it. And I hope you as well will have your opinions about the game, have your opinions about the interview in the comment section, chat section. Like I said, like I always say on here, agree with me, disagree with me, agree with what's on the video, disagree with what's on the video. That's why we're here. We all have our own objective opinions, and those opinions are all valid. We may all disagree, we may all agree. So in a minute, I will share my screen in a minute so we can see what the interview is about. 1 minute now. In a minute now, we'll share it on there, and then I think we'll make it big there, and we'll play this and we'll share it on here, and there we go.
A team that's going to go all out to win. I think our position now is we have to win all the games. That's our only focus. So there's going to be no conservative football, and I think a lot of pressure from our side.
Are you guys mentally psyched up for the occasion?
Are we mentally psyched?
Yes, psyched up. Are you mentally ready for the occasion?
Yes. This is what we do it for. You want to play in the big games, big stage, and for me, this is a dream come true to play here and play this kind of game.
And finally, how you guys dealing with the pressure from Nigerians? I mean, Starboy Whiskey tweeted, "Oh, I love this team, I love the vibes." So everybody's watching, everybody's expecting. How you guys dealing with the pressure?
It's part and parcel of it. If you want to be with the big boys, then you have to be ready. Of course, we have 230 million plus Nigerians that are going to be our biggest fans or our biggest critics. And it's part of the game. I think all of us understand that, and most of the players have been here long enough to be able to handle that.
So Ademola, winning the African Best Player of the Year, Osimhen won it last year. Osimhen was nominated for the Ballon d'Or last year. and you were nominated for the Ballon d'Or this year. How does it feel to be Nigerian, putting Nigeria on the map? What stage?
No, it's a blessing. It's a big blessing, not just for me, but for Nigerians worldwide and for my family also to represent and to.
I had to take that off because obviously we don't have the license for any of those. So get back on there, and hopefully we can get back to the video that we want to see. So yeah. So yeah, I've just stopped sharing for a bit now, and I'll play. Don't worry, I'll play the video till the end after this. But what we've heard from the captain, what we've heard from Ademola Lookman so far is they're positive. They want to go into the game to win. Like Ademola Lookman said, we play the game to win. Go into that game, you want to win. For me, I've heard some people say we want to win by 6-0, want to win by 4-0. I'll be happy if the team manages to win by 10-0. But I'll take a half a win, or one, or half nil, 1-0, as long as Nigerian Super Eagles can get all 3 points in that game. Must start aggressively, must start on the front foot. That's very, very important. So I'll just play the rest of the video, and then afterwards I'll give my 2 cents, about it.
And that's the most important. If we keep that positive feeling and we train together like we've been training, and impose our quality and work hard as a team, it's only a positive from there.
All right, your best to the fans as we look forward to the game on Friday.
Thank you guys for your support up until this moment. We need you on Friday, and we need you going forward.
Yes,
with your good feelings and with your energy to come and support us and to give us that extra power, be that 12th man for us, and to drive us forward through the fin. Appreciation, a big massive thank you to everybody who supported me, who's shown me love. Trust me, I feel it from the bottom of my heart. Deep down, I'm really, really appreciative of everything and all the love.
Ademola, within the Super Eagles team, since the last international break, you've been crowned the best player in Africa. Has your role changed within the team to a more advanced role, like being a leader of the boys, and has your status in the team been upgraded?
I think I'm still the same person, still the same, still the same guy. I want to learn. I want to be better every single day. I want to, try to win as many games as we can as together and bring the group closer. I think we have a great group of players, big quality, loads of different personalities. I think we have the squad to do many good things. So that's the most important.
It's tea time in the national team. Tell me, how does it feel?
It feels good to bring tea time finally to my homeland, and where my own people, my family, my loved ones, my friends, and the ones I'm yet to know can finally, hopefully, see me score and for my country. So it feels amazing.
Tolu, as the top goal scorer in the Belgium league, getting this call up from Super Eagles, how do you feel? How did you feel at that moment?
I feel like my hard
the
work.
background noise, I think it's the background noise when
like
the interview was made
I feel like it's the perfect
training ground.
I feel like I'm ready mentally and whatever challenges come my way, I think I'm ready for it. We're all staying calm and confident because we know the qualities we possess, and we're just staying calm and not putting ourselves under so much pressure. We're gonna go to the game, play our football, and hopefully get the win. But we're not trying to listen to the outsiders. We're trying to focus on ourselves, and the coach has come with a lot of confidence and shown and told us how much he's confident in us.
How does it feel to get your first club national team?
Yeah, it feels great.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps.
Really happy to be part of this team.
Our first 4 games of the World Cup qualified, we were not a part of it yet, but we didn't have very good results, and Nigerians are physically on the edge. How ready are you and your teammates to execute this game?
The moment they call you to the national team, you know it's not a place of holiday. So we are coming here to fight for Nigerians, and we are here to play good football. So when you have the opportunity and you have the time to play, so you have to do what is right for the country and for yourself as well.
How does it feel training under Eric Chelle?
Yeah, he's a tough gaffer. So he pushes us to be good players, and that is what I love.
For the fans that don't know you, just pronounce your name and then tell us your 3 best qualities.
My name is IGOH OGBU.
Your 3 best qualities.
My 3 best qualities: I'm strong, and I'm intelligent as well, and I can play good football. Thank you very much.
Now we've seen the interview, and I don't know what we make of what the players have to say. So for me, like I said, I'm really happy and impressed with what they've had to say. They are all moving in the same direction, and one common theme rather from yesterday's training camp. In fact, from when the players started coming into their training camp at Rwanda, is that the head coach Eric Chelle, the head coach of Nigerian Super Eagles, Eric Chelle, is driving them. He drives them. He wants to push them. He keeps pushing them, and I think that is so important. I might have said this a lot of times, but it's so important that he drives them. Because it's very important that the Super Eagles of Nigeria starts this game on the front foot, starts this game with intensity, starts this game with purpose. Because African football has completely changed. They are no longer. You don't have any minnows anymore. You don't have any side that you think that they're not good enough. Because even the sides that you think you have better players than, if you don't put in the effort, if you don't put in the work, if you don't start quickly, if you don't start aggressively, then you end up losing that game. Because one thing is in every African side, at least you have 2 or 3 players that are outstanding for that team, that are very good, for that team. And you don't want to allow them, any sort of to have any sort of feeling that they have a chance in that game. You have to start positively, you have to start aggressively. And we've seen IGOH OGBU there. He said it, that the coach always pushes them. He's talked about his qualities. He's strong, he's intelligent, and that's very true. And I'll add another one as well. He's very fast for a centre-back. If he gets to play, I'm sure we are all going to see it. If he gets to play, we are going to see it. So we've seen Tolu Arokodare as well. He said he's come to play. He's come to show, everything he's been doing for his Belgian club. He wants to do it now for Nigeria. And we're looking forward to that indeed. And one important thing that IGOH OGBU said, that once you come to the national team, once you're called up to the national team, you're not called, in his words, you've not been invited for a holiday. This is not the place for taking pictures, looking good, and looking fine, your clothes and doing things with social media content creators and all that. It is time to deliver. It is time to play. It's time to get your foot on the gas and keep things moving, and keep being, aggressive in the play. So for me, one thing I also want us to look at today is what style, what formation do you think, Eric Chelle would go with in the fixture tomorrow. For me, I've come up with one formation. I'll put it on the screen very shortly. I will have, try to dissect it. I'll give my opinions on it, why I've gone with that selection. You can disagree about it. You can agree with it. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat as well. Meanwhile, before I do that, if you want to subscribe to the channel, do that. I'll really appreciate it. If you want to share the video to other people that you think might be interested in a content like this, go ahead and do that. And very soon, this channel will be blessing people. So let me just share this formation that I picked up. And I want to also tell you, I just followed Eric Chelle's quintessential formation from Mali and just had Nigerian players in it. So we'll look at it and then we'll talk about it from there. So I'll just share my screen in a bit. I'll just share my screen in a bit, just moments. In moments, we'll have it up on the screen. Don't worry. The screen. Yeah, so now I'm sharing my screen right now and let's go. Let's go. Now, this is what I have put up, because if you're going with that Eric Chelle 4-3-1-2 formation based on the players we have, if certain players were invited, certain players would not be, in this formation that I've picked up. So if we're going with the 4-3-1-2, I'll be going with Bruno Yemache at left back, IGOH OGBU at centre back, William Troost-Ekong, of course he must play, he's the captain, he's the leader, Ola Aina at right back, Rafa Onyedika central midfield, Wilfred Ndidi central midfield, Joe Aribo in the central midfield as well, and Ademola Lookman in that 10 row, behind the two strikers. And I've gone with Tolu Arokodare and Victor Osimhen as the striking partnership. Now, why I've chosen to go with Bruno Yemache, I think it speaks for itself. He is the best left back right now at the minute. Left back right now at the minute for the Nigerian Super Eagles. I know some people talk about Zaidu Sanusi. I don't think he even made the final cut. So, but even if he was in the team, Bruno Yemache for me is head and shoulders above what we have available right now in the team. Although there's a young player called Tayo Adaramola. He plays for Bradford City and is able to play for Nigeria and Ireland. He's played for the under 20s for Ireland so far. He is a very, very good left back as well. But at the minute, he's not yet committed to Nigeria. So Bruno Yemache for me is the top choice to play in there. And then in the centre back pairing, we've got William Troost-Ekong. He's the captain. He's the best player. I think he won the best player of the AFCON. He's leader of this team, of this group of players. So for me, he's the fact that he has to start. There's no question. There's no debate there. Then IGOH OGBU, for me, this player is special. This centre back, he is super special. I've said it before. He is Nigeria's own version of Antonio Rudiger. He is a top class centre back. I know some people will say, why don't you go with Calvin Bassey? Well, Calvin Bassey has been very good. He has been consistent, but I just think IGOH OGBU is better. But if Eric Chelle chooses to go with Calvin Bassey, then I wouldn't really complain that much because I think he's been fairly decent playing in that centre back position next to William Troost-Ekong. But I just feel that IGOH OGBU is, a lot better than Calvin Bassey in that left back slot. And then you got Ola Aina. Ola Aina, for me, he's the best right back in the world right now. He is the best right back in the world. He's better than Trent. He's better than whatever right back, even Kyle Walker at this minute. I'm not saying he's the best right back ever, but at this minute, he is better than anything that anyone has in the world at that position. And so he must play for Nigeria. Now, as we come further up the pitch, it becomes even more interesting for me. Now, we've got Rafa Onyedika. For me, he must always start. For me, in my opinion, he must start. Iwobi has no business in this midfield for me. So Rafa Onyedika must start. He's been on sterling form for Club Brugge and has played in the Champions League. with stellar performances, scoring very, very brilliant goals in the Champions League. So for me, I think he must always start. I know some people want to come with this strange, philosophy that you don't base selection of players based on their club form, because for me, there's nothing else you can base a player's call-up other than their club form. So that's it. So Rafael Onyedika starts for me. Now, Wilfred Ndidi, for me, he wouldn't have started if certain players were in this team. If Uche Crisantos was in this team, if Ebenezer Akinsimiro was in this team, he wouldn't have started. But based on the players that are available right now for Eric Chelle, we can't cry over spilled milk. He must start. He would play, because I think he has the physicality and the technical ability and experience as well, to play in that midfield. And then for me, Joe Aribo, once again, if Crisantos Uche was in this team, he wouldn't even be close to it. If Ebenezer Akinsimiro was in his team, he wouldn't even be close to it. But the way Eric Chelle wants to play, with that physicality, with that energy, with that athletic ability, I think he just has to play. And based on the players that available, to Eric Chelle right now for selection, so he must play. And of course, some people might say Al-Hassan Yusuf. For me, Al-Hassan Yusuf, some people say he does this, he's Nigerian N'Golo Kante, he's this, he's that, he's nice, he wins the ball back. I don't think we've seen him play. I'm not the only one. I'm not just saying. We've seen him play time and time again for the Nigerian Super Eagles. He hasn't really been great. And I don't think he has that athletic ability, to go box to box. Because when you play this central midfield role, you're not just someone that sits in front of the back four. You're someone that goes coast to coast. You defend, you attack, you create chances for the attack, you link the defense and the attacking midfielder that will get to in a bit. So and what you don't want is, you don't want a target for the opposition. And by that I mean, you don't want someone that the Rwanda national team will look and say, okay, on this side we've got Rafael Onyedika, okay, that will be some problem. At this point we've got Wilfred Ndidi. His experience will be a challenge for us. But at this point we've got Hassan Yusuf. He's not that quick, he's not that strong, he's not that technically gifted. So that is the weak point. That is where we'll have to target. So that's one thing you want to avoid. And another thing you want to avoid as well, you don't want any passengers in that midfield. You cannot afford to carry passengers in the midfield. And I think he will be a passenger. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if you agree or disagree. Let me know in the comment section there. Let's have a discussion about this formation. And then for me, of course, based on this formation, we're going to go with Ademola Lookman in that 10 position. Some may say, oh, we're used to seeing Ademola Lookman play as a left winger. Fine. That's true. I agree. He's played as a left winger for Atlanta, but his skills, his technique, and his ability on the ball, his eye for goal, and his ability to create chances for his teammates, for me, lends him the opportunity to play in that 10 role. Now, some might say Alex Iwobi, but I've said it before. One, Alex Iwobi is a nice player. He is a decent player. Don't get me wrong. But he doesn't have the athletic ability. That's for one. Because at the end of the day, football is still a sport. You still need players who are able to run, who are able to move, and especially the way Eric Chelle wants to play. He wants to play with high intensity. He wants to put pressure on the opposition on the first blast of the whistle. And with Alex Iwobi, in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops, he's washed out. He's tired. He can no longer continue. So for me, instead of that, I have Ademola Lookman. And for me, I feel Ademola Lookman is a better overall player in terms of the chances he creates, his skill on the ball, his pace on the ball. And one thing people have to understand as well, that number 10 role doesn't mean he just has to be like an effigy or a stick planted right behind the two attackers. No, he will be mobile. He will be free to move around, to occupy that space behind the two frontmen, behind the two strikers. So for me, that's why I think he must start. He should start in that 10 role. And then for me, in the attack, generally, when I was trying to put this up, I was just thinking, number one is Victor Osimhen and every other person. Number one is Victor Osimhen, and then you could bring any of the strikers off the bench, any of the other strikers to make up, the list. So I've gone with Tolu Arokodare. I think he's physical as well. He's got pace as well. He's strong, and he's got that eye for goal too. I know you can say Victor Boniface. I have no issues about Victor Boniface. Sometimes I've even put, in some of my own lineups, I've picked Victor Boniface ahead of Tolu Arokodare. But Victor Osimhen, for me, picks himself. There's no argument. He is the king of this team. He is the leader, spiritual leader of the team. He may not have the captain's armband, but he is the leader of the team. The way he plays, the way he rallies other his teammates, the way he pulls them up, makes them better, plays for the team, plays with his heart on his sleeve. He must start, and he's got the goals as well to back it up. So he must start for me. So Tolu Arokodare and Boniface, you can swap any of them. For me, the thing with Boniface, I've said, this cycle should be the last time Victor Boniface is given the opportunity to be the second striker alongside or behind Victor Osimhen. Because one thing I've always said is, when you bring a player to the national team, you want to play him the same way he's played in his club team, because that's the fairest way to judge a player. For instance, if a player plays behind the striker in his club, you don't bring him to the national team and play him as a main number 9. And when he struggles and you say, oh, he's struggling, he doesn't want to play for the country. No, you play him the exact way he plays and performs well for his team. So Victor Boniface, play him alongside Victor Osimhen. If he still struggles, then no worries. Then if he still struggles, then okay, we say that's it. You've lost a chance. You've lost a chance. So now it's for someone else to take charge. But what I've gone with Tolu Arokodare as the striking partner for Victor Osimhen. And of course, goalkeeper, I know it's left empty, but we all know who is going to occupy that spot, and that's going to be none other than Stanley Nwabali. He's going to be the person for me that is going to be in that position. Now let me see what you say in the chats. So no, Iwobi is terrible in the center. Yeah, I agree. That's why he's not there. Iwobi, for me, I wouldn't say he's terrible, but he doesn't have the engine. And secondly, he's not super creative. Like I said before, if we had an Eden Hazard, for instance, we can say, Eden Hazard, no need for you to put pressure on the ball, no need for you to chase anyone, but because once you get the ball, we know it's absolute magic. We know you can rip apart the team, in the blink of an eye all by yourself. You can win a game all by yourself, But Alex Iwobi, he isn't that special in terms of creating chances, scoring goals. He isn't that special. And then he doesn't have the energy, he doesn't have the legs, he doesn't have the athletic ability to put pressure on the opposition. And one thing you want to avoid is, like I said when I talked about the midfielder, is you want to avoid the situation where you have someone that's a target, you have someone that is a way out for the opposition. You don't want someone that, okay, the Rwandan team will look at it and say, okay, and Victor Osimhen is pressing, okay, Arokodare is pressing, okay, but that guy in the midfield role behind the striker, Alex Iwobi, he's not really pressing. So we have an outlet. That's one thing you want to avoid. And like I said, someone like Alex Iwobi can be an extra body. Maybe you're winning 4-0, you're winning 5-0, you're winning 3-0, 10 minutes to go. You want to throw an extra body in there to just shore up things. Then you put an Alex Iwobi. That's my opinion. For me, that's my humble opinion about Alex Iwobi. People might have different opinions about it, and that's fair. This is a subjective game. Everyone has a subjective opinion, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So let's look at what some more people have said in the chat as well. I think Bassi will do well on the wing. Yeah, because Bassi predominantly or usually is a left back. At Rangers, he was a left back at Glasgow Rangers in Scotland. When he used to play there, he was a left back. Went to Ajax. I think he played as a left back as well, predominantly as a left back, and then played moments as centre back. And then when Jose Peseiro picked his lineup, he started playing him as a left-sided centre back, and that's how he kind of plays in that centre back position. For me, I think he plays better as a left centre back than an out-and-out centre back. So I think he'll be better at left back. But the problem with having him at left back is that Bruno Yemachi, for me, Bruno Yemachi is way better as an attacking threat down that left than Calvin Bassey, in my humble opinion. That's the way I see it. So for me, Alex Iwobi can be an additional body coming off the bench, to to give some energy, to give some extra body there when you're 3 or 4 goals up, depending on how the game is going. Like 10 minutes to go, you're winning 2 goals, 2-0, 3-0. Alex Iwobi can come in because we've seen it. Once again, like Al Hassan Yusuf, we have to keep it $150. We have to keep it 100, as the kids would say. You know, we've seen Alex Iwobi under Eguavon. That's one of the things that I hold, you know, Augustine Eguavon accountable for. I hold him for that. I hold him for that because he played Alex Iwobi in that central midfield. He struggled. He struggled. After 10, 15 minutes, Alex Iwobi was completely gassed out. Completely gassed out. He couldn't play. So this is a game where it's a win or win game. There is no draw. A draw in this game is a loss. This is not a thing of ego or pride or we are better than Rwanda. No. If you drop points in this game, how you qualify becomes near impossible. Because for this game, for me, if you win this game, immediately you take some points from the table toppers. You pull them and keep them at 7 while you go to 6. If you win the next game, you get 9 points. You take some points, off Zimbabwe, that are above you, and then immediately you're at second or thereabout, and then you have. You can go to play in South Africa and you can win that one. You're expecting Lesotho to come to the Euro Stadium, and that's a game you can win as well. Then your fate is truly in your hands. If you win both games, your fate then is truly in your hands, because the draw with what they call themselves, the draw with South Africa, so head to head doesn't come in because that was a draw. So the next game you're going into, you want to get at least a score draw or a win. A score draw or a win in that game, and then think you have other games in this thing that you can in this group that winnable games, are very, very winnable, but it must start with these 2 games. It must start with these 2 games, and for me, like I said, going into this game, it must be a positive start. It must be a positive start, 1000%. It must be a positive start. What you do not want to happen is this. You don't want this Rwandan side to feel comfortable. You don't want them to begin to have confidence in the game. Because right now, I'll tell you, the Rwandan team are terrified of the Nigerian Super Eagles. They're trembling at the minute. They are afraid of the Nigerian Super Eagles because look at the quality of players that the Nigerian Super Eagles, has in comparison with the players that they have. It's night and day. The quality is night and day. But then the issue then becomes this. If that game goes in the first 10 minutes, the first 15 minutes, you're still passing side to side, you're no shot on target, you're playing slow, playing lax football, what happens? Before you know what's happening, they begin to grow in confidence, they begin to feel better about themselves, and then you begin to feel more desperate. That's from Nigerian Super Eagles' perspective. So for me, that's why I say the start must be aggressive, the start must be positive, and they must be on the front foot. So now I'll read some of the comments that have come in for some previous videos, and I'll give my opinions and 2 cents, about it. I think this was from yesterday as well. Okay, we're not going to read that one. So now back to the video where I say who should pair with Victor Osimhen. Some people have said Sadiq Umar and Osimhen. Now, Sadiq Umar, he's a very good player, but for me, I still feel Tolu Arokodare is a slightly better option. I still feel like Victor Boniface is a slightly better option overall. So Tolu is a perfect combo. Yeah, Peter Osai. For me, I agree with you. Tolu and Victor Osimhen, that's a better combo. For me, that's a very good combo because I feel like they can dovetail. That is, they can partner very well, link up and create chances for themselves, because that's one of the benefits of having 2 strikers. They can create chances for themselves, they can make assists for themselves, and they can also score goals and be a dual threat in terms of putting pressure on the opposition. So for me, that's no brainer. So someone has said that's in the previous video, we need to score early. I had a dream that 70 minutes we were behind 1 goal. We need a win at all costs. or need to be no need to be at the World Cup. Yeah, you must start on the front foot for sure. You need to score early. For sure, Nigerian Super Eagles, we need to score early, because once you score early, the game opens up. Like I said, football is an athletic game. It's also a psychological game. Once you score the first goal, everything opens up. Rwanda will come up more to attack. They'll come up more, to see how they can score goals. And then with them wide open, you use the pace of your players. You use the quality of Victor Osimhen. You use the pace and quality of Tolu Arokodare. You use the pace and quality of Ademola Lookman to get in behind them and punish them. So for me, I think that is so true. You need to start quick and score. You need to start quick and score early, because what you want to avoid, for me, is an early goal by Rwanda, or even the game just pitching out into a draw, 60 minutes to go, 70 minutes to go, and then it becomes really, really, really difficult. But so far, so good. It's been positive vibes so far at the Nigerian Super Eagles training ground. So for me, I'm happy with how it's been so far. What's your take so far on the players in the camp? What's your take? What's your score prediction even? What is your score prediction? Let me just plug this in because the battery is a bit low. So what's your score prediction for the game? What's your score prediction? And very soon we'll be watching another video from Ademola Lookman. I think this comes from the direct. Super Eagles official. Now this comes directly from the official Super Eagles X account. So I'll be sharing my screen, and then we'll hear what he had to say there, and then I will give my 2 cents, about it. So I'll just share the screen right now. In a minute, share my screen and go to this one. Share it, and back here. Let's come on, 1 minute.
It's been a pleasure. It's an honor, most definitely an honor. The people who have won the award, like my teammate, my brother Osimhen, last year, and to be able to be crowned this is it's a blessing. So it's something that I hold with great honor and great respect, and hold it deeply. Yes. Now the team is looking forward to the Friday's game, first game, looking to go out there and to work hard and to impose ourselves on the game. Rwanda's a good team. We know about their quality, but at the end of the day, we need to be focused on ourselves and try to bring the game to them and to fight to get the win. Everybody knows the level of players that we have here. It's an incredible group of players, and most importantly, everybody's a good person, here. Everybody has the same objective to try to win and to want to win, and that's very important. The group is very together, very tight knitted. So that's a winning formula. Everybody's positive. We've had 2 good training sessions yesterday and obviously today. Today was more intense. So as a team, we're looking forward to Friday's game and looking forward to point.
So you've heard from Ademola Lookman. Everyone is looking to put in a positive performance, for that game. Everyone is looking, to be aggressive and start positively. You've heard from him. The feeling in the camp is one of positivity. Everyone is positive. You know your qualities, and I like the fact that he said, of course, know the qualities of the Rwandan side, not taking them for granted. They know how good they are, but at the end of the day, no matter how good the Rwandan team is, Nigerian Super Eagles got better players. It's not pride, it's not arrogance, it's just the truth. But come that day, you have to be positive. You have to be aggressive. You have to be, on the front foot, because you have to want it more. Because there's this saying that, talent when talent doesn't work hard, hard work will beat talent. Maybe I'm getting it all, I'm mixing up a bit, but it's true. If you can have all the talent in the world, good on the ball, super technique, but if you don't work hard, if you don't show that desire on the pitch come game day, the Rwandan side that you think, have less quality than you will, shock you on the day. For sure, will shock you on the day. So for me, that's one thing I want to avoid. Nigeria must. Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface, Ademola Lookman, Bruno Yemachi, Trust Ekong, Calvin Bassett, Ola Aino, Raphael Onyedika, Wilfred Ndidi, Joe Aribo, Tolu Arokodare. All these guys, you must match the effort of the Rwandan side. You cannot feel like you're a big boy from Europe. You must not just feel like you're quality players. Of course, you must have quality in your ability, but you must be ready to match the hard work of the Rwandan side, because they'll be all out to frustrate you. Let's also look at it from their perspective. They have 7 points already. If they draw, they'll get 8 points. Nigeria will have 4 points. So they're happy. Happy days for them. Their fans will be happy. They'll even make this a public holiday for them in Rwanda. But if you go into the game positively, sharply, and get the first goal in the first, say, 10, 15 minutes, then the game opens up. You press them in. And one thing we want to avoid as well is this. When the first goal, I believe if Nigeria gets the first goal, one thing you want to avoid is, you want to avoid the situation where you get the first goal, then you drop back and you give them confidence on the ball. Once you get the first goal, for me, is constant pressure. It must be constant pressure. You must begin to pile pressure on these players, in my opinion. That's the way I say it. Once you get that first goal, for me, it should be constant pressure. It should be constant pressure for me, in my opinion. It should be constant pressure. And now, for some more details on the game, like the time the game will start and all that. So for sure, it's Friday. It's going to be Friday. That's tomorrow. I'll just share my screen in a minute, and then we'll see the details. That's right there on the official X handle of the Nigerian Super Eagles. So it's right on there. You can see. So it's going to be 5 p.m. I think 5 p.m. Nigerian time. I think that's what it is. 5 p.m. Nigerian time. So Rwanda, Nigeria. You see the passion on the face of Victor Osimhen. You see that spirit. That's what the Nigerian Super Eagles have to show. That's what they have to show come game day, come tomorrow, come 21st of March 2025. Now, see, Dr. Per King says, contrary to what pessimists think, I believe our boys will defeat Rwanda, defeat Zimbabwe, earning 6 points to make it 9 points and stay close to the top of the table. In the next 4 matches, they will soar even higher to grab a spot in the World Cup, a team with 2 CAF Player of the Year. Well, I agree to some extent with that, which says, I believe as well, it's very possible. It is entirely possible for the Nigerian Super Eagles to get all 6 points from both games. Get the 3 points from the Rwanda game tomorrow and get the 3 points from the Zimbabwe game on, I think that should be on the 25th of this month. It's quite possible, but you must, the Nigerian Super Eagles, you must match the work rate. You must match the ability, not the ability, the work rate, the endeavor, the spirit of these players. And then when you match their work rate, then your quality will shine. Then the quality of Victor Osimhen will shine. The quality of Tolu Arokodare will shine if you match that work rate. For me, Victor Osimhen, we have no question about his work rate. He will bring it. He always brings it. I believe if Victor Osimhen is playing in a 5-a-side, he would work as hard. So we have no questions about it. It's for certain players on the pitch. Like Joe Aribo, we need to see that work rate. Leave the relegation spirit of Southampton behind. When you're on that pitch, you want to work hard. You want to really work hard and believe that, yeah, we are the top team. Nigerian Super Eagles are the top team. And should be looking confident going into that game. So I would like to know, what are your score predictions for that game? I've given mine before in the last video. I want to know what your score predictions are, for that game. So if you're just joining here, we're talking about positive vibes in the Nigerian football, in the Nigerian Super Eagles training camp, talking about the game, talking about scoreline predictions, talking about people who will start that game. The starting lineup, I've given my own starting lineup going by Eric Chelle style of play, 4-3-1-2 formation. I've gone with starting lineup of Bruno Yumachi at left back. I've gone with Tolu Arokodare and IGOH OGBU in the central midfield, in central defense. I've gone with Ola Aina at right back. I've gone with Rafa Nyedika. I've gone with Wilfred Ndidi. I've gone with Joao Rebo at central midfield trio. I've gone with Ademola Lookman in the 10 role, and I've gone with Tolu Arokodare as a striking partner for none other than Victor Osimhen. So for me, let me know a certain lineup that you want to go for. Do you think Eric Chelle should stick with his own philosophy, his own brand of football, 4-3-1-2 formation, or you think he should be more amenable, maybe work with what the foundation Eguavon has, laid in terms of playing with, a 3-man defense? For me, I think even any of that, I think can be matched by the quality of the players. The players have the quality, we have the depth of players, to play that sort of football. Now, I know we've heard from Tolu Arokodare, but since this is from the official site handle of the Nigerian Super Eagles, I think we should hear what he had to say, from the official Super Eagles handle. And I'll share my screen once again, and then I'll give my 2 cents about what he says afterwards. So now I'll just share my screen in a minute.
Good first training session, all the boys in camp. We fired up. Of course, we have a big job ahead. It comes with the pressure, but I keep saying to everyone that this pressure is a privilege. So all the boys are feeling that. We're very happy to work with a new coach. He's given us a lot of new instructions. So for us, it's just to make sure that we understand what he wants from us on Friday, but we're working toward that now. These are the key moments, and where you have to stand up. But none of us are afraid of that, and like I said, this pressure is a privilege for all of us. It's always special when I'm here. Whenever I have to have this badge on my chest, I'm very, very happy. So being with the new coach, we tried the best to welcome him as quick as possible. He's been very clear, and yeah, what he wants from us, what he's expecting, and now it's just for us to understand it and then do the job. So like I said, I'm very happy that he's here, and he's given us a lot of information already, and we're looking forward to game Friday. We try to break it down into things that we can actually achieve, objectives. I think if you just play the occasion, you're going to get lost in it. So we're trying to prepare for the game and be very objective in how we approach it, what we need to do to focus on Rwanda. Of course, we have to respect them for their position in the table. And I think we understand what they want to do. Of course, they have a new coach as well. So it's going to be a very loaded match, but we just try to break it down and focus on the things that we can control. We have 230 million plus Nigerians that are going to be our biggest fans or our biggest critics, and yeah, it's part of the game. I think all of us understand that, and most of the players have been here long enough to be able to handle that.
Yeah. So for me, I agree to a large extent with what Tolu Arokodare said. Of course, you have to respect the Rwandan side, even if the Nigerian Super Eagles are a way better side in terms of players, in terms of quality of players that the Nigerian Super Eagles have. I think the way better side. No one is going to argue about that. Even the Rwandan team, would agree to the fact that they have better players. But they are top of the qualifying group. They are top, and they are top for a reason. They are being one of the most consistent teams in the group, and that's why they're there. So you can't look down on them. You must, have respect. What they've done, good. But you must show that desire to beat them come tomorrow. And another thing he said, which is very important, like I always say, football definitely is an athletic endeavor. It's a physical endeavor, but it's also psychological. He said they have decided they have plotted out ways to play the game and not the occasion. Because I know I am very excited, a little bit anxious as well, because I want to see the Nigerian Super Eagles do well. I'm sure you too, you're excited out there. You want to make, in your heart, you're hoping and praying that Nigerian Super Eagles come up with a victory against Rwanda. But when you are a player. You cannot afford to allow the occasion to get to you and you become too excited, too agitated, too anxious, on the ball. You leave yourself exposed, and you leave yourself exposed to counterattacks. You leave yourself exposed to counterattacks from the Rwandan side. You make mistakes. You begin to pass wrong passes, misplace your passes, and before you know, you're down a goal. Before you know, you're missing chances that you should ordinarily take. But for me, it goes back to the point, depends on how this team starts. If this team starts positively, if this team starts on the front foot, if this team starts aggressively, if this team starts positively on the ball, put pressure on the opposition, for sure Nigeria will win this game. No if, buts, or maybes. Many games, the way Nigeria has started the game hasn't been too good. Even under Augustine Govonda, for me, I give kudos because he set the team up in a way that made the team more attack-minded, more offensive, more of an offensive threat, in the final third. But I think sometimes the way the team started the game, was too slow, was too tepid, in my opinion. And if you want to go by what Victor Osimhen said in an interview with John Obi Mikel on Obi Mikel's podcast, the Obi-Wan podcast, he said the coach has said any player who is not going to run for every ball, who is not going to chase every ball, will not play. And I hope he stays true to his word. You must run. You must show endeavor. You must press. You must look to win every ball. I'm saying it because it's so important. This is African football. The physicality is always there. And for every team, you have at least one or two players that have quality to hurt your team, that have the quality to score a goal, that have the quality to create an assist. And if you're not on your game, if you're not taking that game seriously, if you just expect to win, then you're in trouble. Then you'll be in big trouble. So for me, Nigerian Super Eagles have to take this game with all the seriousness that it deserves. Must go into this game with being positive on the ball, being aggressive on the ball, and putting this Rwandan side under immense pressure from the first blast of the whistle. Those are my thoughts and opinions on that. I want to also know, what do you think? What do you think about what Ekong has got to say? So talking about the new coach, trying to welcome him, make him feel at home, make him feel accepted. Going into the game, but at the start of this international break, he was welcoming players to the training camp, hugging them, showing that camaraderie with them. I think it's a two-way street as well. A coach can be open to the players, but the player must also be accepting of the coach, as if you want to win. And like the message I always give to the NFF when I talk about dual nationality players, when I talk about getting players to play for Nigeria, the same message goes to these players, the same message. And that message is this: if you want to win, you must keep aside everything that doesn't have to do with winning. Oh, I'm a big player, I'm the best player in my club, I'm this, I'm that, I play in this. No. You want to focus on that game. You want to show intensity. You want to show intention. You must be intentional about winning. So for me, if you're not ready to run, don't play. Like I've said before, people might say you two talk about Iwobi, but for me, Iwobi doesn't get to play in this game. At least, definitely not. He doesn't get to start, because you need to start this game on the front foot. You need to start this game with being positive. Now, I want to say this. I want to thank everybody who supports this channel. You watch this channel, you subscribe to this channel. One thing I want to achieve with this channel is, of course, we talk about football every day. We talk about football on live stream. We talk about football on pre-recorded videos. We talk about Nigerian players. In fact, I'm going to be doing an introduction on one of such players on the channel very soon. But this channel is meant to do good for lots and lots of people. And the only thing that I ask you to do is just click that subscribe button, like the video, and share it, and let this channel grow. I've said it, this channel, it has my name on it, the Madi Football channel. Yeah, I agree. But the channel is your channel as well, because we want to make this into the biggest footballing community on YouTube. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to achieve. And I'm sure with you, we can achieve that. And will begin to affect lives through this channel. It will shock you, the things that we'll begin to do with this channel. It will shock you in a positive way, obviously. This will begin to do with this channel. So just keep supporting, keep subscribing to the channel. And also, I want to know your thoughts and opinions about about these players, about the team, about Eric Chelle. I want to know your thoughts and opinions, about it. I want to know your opinion about the coach, because we take for granted that he's coming, he's a new coach. What are your expectations of the coach? What are your expectations, of him? So, for me, I think just getting the points, getting the 3 points is all I need. Some people have said, oh, we want to win by 5 goals. Some people have said we want to win by 6 goals. For me, if you win by 10 goals, I'll be happy. I will celebrate all the goals. But just get that goal, get the 3 points, and let's come back home with it. Go into the next game, get the 3 points, and let's seal this qualifying window on a positive note. For me. So that's my thoughts and opinions on it. And the players have been putting in their shift, on the training ground. So I'll just share some of the pictures from the Super Eagles official handle. Yeah, just share on there. Yeah, so just share it on there and increase that. So that's Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen in the training ground. In the training ground. Say someone say cleverly, say just win Rwanda. Yes, of course, we want to win Rwanda, but they're not going to lie down for you to win. You must put in that shift. You must put in that shift. For me, like I said, I've already gone with Tolu Arokodare and Victor Osimhen as a striking partnership, but I would not mind at all to see, these two players paired up together. I wouldn't mind at all. I would not mind at all to see both players play. And then the question I've asked is, what do you think about Eric Chelle? What do you think about his appointment overall? What are your thoughts and opinion on him? For me, I think it's a good appointment. Let's see what he's done. At least he took a Malian side with, less, less talent, players with less talent in Mali. He took them to the semifinals, and he got them playing very, very good football. So that's one thing. I like the way he played. He set up his Malian side, and if he can translate that, I know it's just been a couple of training sessions. If he can translate that to the Nigerian Super Eagles, I'm sure the likes of Victor Boniface, the likes of Victor Osimhen will definitely take advantage and will begin to put teams away, beat teams 2-0, 3-0, and that's one thing we want to see. Also, I want to ask you a question. I've been talking on this video, talking on this channel. What are the things you want to see on the channel? What topics do you want to see me cover on the channel? What things you want to see me talk about on the channel? Let me know. And there's one thing that I wanted to share as well. There is a Nigerian player, at least of Nigerian origin. Of course, he's nowhere near being in the Nigerian Super Eagles. He is Jubril Adedeji. He's just signed, I think, with Lillestrøm. Signed with Lillestrøm, and the interview was conducted. So I don't think I can show the interview, but I'll just show the player so you can, at least the player, Jubril Adedeji. This is the player. I think he is a very exciting player, a good winger. But like I said, he is nowhere near ready to be in the Super Eagles. But for me, like I always say, NFF begin to put these players in the ecosystem of Nigerian football. Begin to follow them. Begin to talk to them. Build that contact with them. As opposed to waiting for when they're superstars and then you want to get them in your team. This is the time. This is Jubril Adedeji. Lillestrøm. He just got he's completed his signing to Lillestrøm, and then of course that's the club that Nigerian wonder kid Eric Parabo plays for. Another player as well, Sunday Gift, also plays in that league. Jubril Adedeji. So, and not to be confused with Noah Sternberg, Noah Adedeji Sternberg, not to be confused with that player. So for me, this has been a fantastic time speaking with all of you, and I've read the comments and I really enjoy the comments, but I also want to apologize for the brief technical issues with the first video where the interview for where Ademola Lookman was speaking to the football fans tribe. So apologies in that regard, but thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and share, and share the channel as well. Share the video to people you feel will be interested in content like this. And this community that we're building here, I promise you, will be one of the biggest football community on YouTube, and that will be thanks to you. And so I want to say thank you for everyone who's been watching. Thanks for your support. Thanks for always having my back, as they say, subscribing to the channel, sharing the channel, and your comments as well. Even if you get to watch this video afterwards, you've not watched it live, put your comments in the comment section, and I'll definitely get to read the comments, and I will also get back in touch, in touch with you. So, but before I go, if you have any questions you want to ask me, let me know in the comment section. Drop them in the comment section right now, and I'll respond to you right now. So let me know, about that. And then looking at this midfield before we go, I think there's something that is lacking still in that number 10 position. I know I've sort of talked about Ademola Lookman for sure, but we need more quality in that position. Ethan Wannery is a name. Francis Onyeka is another name for that position. So let's think about it. If you have more players you want me to react to, send me, just drop a chat, mention their name, and of course I will react to them. So at this point, I've come to the end of this live stream. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching and deciding that of all the channels you want to listen to what I have to say. I really appreciate it. We'll always keep appreciating everyone that's joined this Ugbo Football channel community. Thank you so much. Keep supporting, keep showing the love for the channel, and keep being good. And tomorrow we come all out in full force to support the Nigerian Super Eagles. And saying that, there will be a watch along on this channel. You want to set your TVs watching the game alongside for myself watching the game. I know we'll all be going crazy, shouting, almost losing our voices, losing the air in our lungs as we shout and we scream, supporting the Nigerian Super Eagles. And hopefully our support will spur the Super Eagles on to get all 3 points from the Rwandan game. At this point, I've come to the end of this video. I say thanks for watching, and do have a splendid